crisis in Rhode Island. For those of you who don't know where it is to the southwest of Massachusetts. You can see Boston up there, and then the capital of Rhode Island is Providence. That's the central city area. Here it is on a larger map of the United States. It is the smallest state in the Union. You can usually drive through it in less than an hour. Most people who live here are not used to long commutes. The problem is going to be that blue line that you're seeing on the map. That is the 195 Interstate Washington Bridge that crosses the river there. And here's another picture of it. You can see that the right hand side of the bridge is completely out of commission. They found some pretty bad structural issues that facilitated them shutting it down completely. Elsewise, they might have risked the destruction of the bridge. The left hand side of the bridge, the eastbound, is still open, and over the course of the next 2 to 3 weeks they're going to work on converting that into a two-way bridge. But the main bridge itself could take several months to fix. Which is insane. Although the bike path is still open, and you're probably going to see a lot of people biking in the wintertime. Here we are in a happier period. You can see the westbound traffic on the 195. And then let's flip the camera. You can really get a feel for how expansive this bridge is. I believe one statistic I said showed something like 95,000 cars a day flow across this. And so it's going to be a nightmare in this general region. Now, to the north of us, that smaller bridge crossing the river there, that is the Henderson Bridge. They just finished doing some repairs on it. At one point, it was down to one lane. Now it's back open to 2 lanes in each direction. Lovely infrastructure that they have here, tip-top condition. One of the more interesting things about the Henderson Improvement Project is that they just put in a roundabout, and people in Rhode Island, they are not used to roundabouts. Unfortunately, too, with the Henderson Bridge being the main bypass for the next 2 weeks, this whole residential area surrounding it is going to be swamped with tens of thousands of cars. So if you're trying to take your kids to school or go get milk, it's going to be chaos out there on those residential streets, which is so unfortunate for the people who live in the area. Another thing I've heard about the Henderson Bridge is that it was almost already at capacity during rush hour. So now, stand still. Here is an alternative route to get to the Providence region or vice versa. If you're trying to go from Fall River or Barrington, Bristol to Providence, which would normally be a fast drive considering the circumstances, except down for that area in the south that I have highlighted. That's the Newport Bridge. It's generally a 2-lane bridge in both directions, but for the next several months, they're doing a construction project on the bridge, and so it is now 1 lane in both directions, and traffic is already an issue currently. So if enough people come south, well, it's going to be really interesting. Let's just put it that way. So it's going to be a coin flip. Although I bet a lot of people are going to go north of Providence to the city of Pawtucket. You can see it above Providence. It's a very tight area here. There are several smaller bridges which span that river, and you can see the 95, which is going to be the main bridge going across it, and people are going to go every which way they can to get there. Here is a street view of, I guess it's called US 1, but yeah, this bridge is going to be I've heard stories currently from today that there were school children who were on their buses for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Probably should have been like a 10-minute bus ride. Can you imagine if they didn't use the bathroom before they left to go to school today? Other folks were saying it would take them normally 6 minutes to go where they usually go, and today it took them an hour and 5 minutes. I've heard other people, it's a 3-hour commute. People are already in tears, and it's not just this region here that you're seeing that's affected. To the southeast of East Providence, there are several other cities, and they are all trying to flow through what is now a maze of traffic.